Hi, here's another short video from Martin Gummery, New Leaf International, in a series mainly focused on systems thinking. And this is one of the prerequisites to understanding systems thinking. And it's about thinking differently before you can adapt your mind to different systems in an organization. So basically, this scribble here is trying to represent the human brain. So when we think about things, we think predominantly with one side of the brain or the other side of the brain. So is the left side of the brain and the right side of the brain. And one is more dominant than the other. So in a lot of organizations, apart from very creative ones, most of the thinking is with the left-hand side of the brain. So with the left-hand side of the brain, that drives logic, mathematical type thinking, analytical type of thoughts, things around machinery, logical things on how they work, mainly a sort of step-by-step thinking process. So the left-hand side provides that type of thought. The right-hand side provides creative thought. You think in pictures more than step by step. It provides a different view and a different way of thinking about problems and solutions. And as opposed to machines, you possibly think more about the people. And as I said, in many organizations that we work with, the product or the service that they provide requires this left-hand side thinking more. And like, if you can imagine going to the gym and building muscles, one side of the brain, not literally bigger of course, but one side of the brain gets more used to being used for thinking than the other. So we're all capable of balancing between both sides of these brains. And when you get into systems thinking and looking at the organization and looking at business improvements, the type of thinking drives the type of systems in an organization. So if I was to draw a scale, and on this side of the scale represents hard systems, and on this side of the scale prevents soft systems, obviously the left-hand side drives systems that are graduated towards that side, and of course the right-hand side drives systems more on there. So if that's a ruler, for example, some sort of gradient, then this side represents documentation, machinery, step-by-step processes, which I've already highlighted when we looked at the brain. So here, we're inevitably look at an organization in this way. And of course, those type of systems are critically important. But when you're looking at transformational change, changing the behaviors of people, as well as the way that they operate within the harder systems, we have to consider the soft systems as well, which means we have to exercise our thinking in a different way and start using the other side of that brain. And it's possible to get a good balance between the two. So if a group of managers are working as a team to think about their change process and provide transformational change in their organization, the team need to actively force themselves to this side of the brain, the right-hand side of the brain, force new thinking into the process. Otherwise, solutions and change are going to represent the old thinking, and then that organization is going to end up with change which is very similar to what it already has. So the perfect solution is to try and get a balance where you start looking at the softer systems involving people, creative thinking, less able to actually write it in a document but more managed by principles. And if you get the balance between the two, you've got the right thinking to start thinking about different systems, both hard and soft that need to be changed or implemented in the organisation. Thank you.